Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this Tuesday morning. We have a great show lined up, some special guests here in the studio. But first, as always, let's get our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. School's starting right around the corner. If you haven't registered, want to do some vocational courses and all, run down there to Haney Technical Center. Offer all kind of really neat job rewarding positions there as far as learning some kind of trade to get into. It's an awful time as far as trying to find something in a situation if you don't have some kind of training and education. We'll talk about that, how important it is, so go do that. Anyway, let's get back to the weather. High today, 86, low 78, and our water temperature continues at high 80. It's at 88 this morning. We're talking about, I tell you, I went swimming this past weekend. The last couple of weekends, I've gone swimming in the Gulf of Mexico. It is a great time to go. August is the main time to go swimming in the Gulf. Like I said, it's like in a big old tub of Epsom salts. If you got some scratches, if you're outdoors and you got some scratches on this time of year, so go out there and that's a therapeutic value. Okay, let's look at our tide today. The tide, we're looking at the flat, neat tides. There's no activity at all. So hopefully we'll keep that south-southwest wind coming in. But as far as fishing in the bay system, it's not going to be an outstanding day. So you might just want to go down to the creek and get up in those sloughs today. All right, let's look at our marine forecast, west-southwest, and our river readings. I'll give you those tomorrow. But right now, the Apalachicola Bluntstown is at a 2.2, and the Choctawhatchee at Caryville is at a 4.1. Okay, we're going to take our break and come back with our special guest. All right, welcome back, folks. We got a special guest that came a long way. Jimmy Johnson, good morning.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Winston.
Glad to have you. Richard Pinsky.
Nice to meet you, Winston.
Great to listen. These guys drove up a long way. They're here with Kelly Larry's back here behind the camera. Y'all remember Kelly, been on the show before. But guys, tell us where you're from and sort of what we're doing. Jimmy, we'll start with you.
Okay. Well, I'm from Bienville Plantation in White Springs, Florida. And we work, it's a hunting and a fishing resort, 11,000 acres of just pristine southern pines and beautiful lakes, pretty well renowned for our largemouth bass fishing, quail hunting, and other outdoor activities.
And if you've been outdoors, you've heard of this special place there, sort of north of Lake City, around White Springs.
That's correct.
And sort of close to the Georgia border. It is, like I say, like you say, pristine area and very special. And Richard
Richard is from Hudson, Florida. We have lived down there for several years now. We operate Regions Archery out of Hudson, Florida, but we don't do any shoots down there. All of our shoots are in the south central region, north central region, and next spring we're going to be opening up in the Florida area at Benville Plantation. We're going to do a shoot here towards the end of the month, this month, and what it's going to be is what we call the Benville Bash, and it'll be 100 targets. They are Delta McKenzie targets, and they are the large targets, North American game animals and all of the African safari animals. And we're inviting all of the local archers to come out and enjoy a shoot. It's a fun shoot. You shoot with your kids, your dad, your grandpa. Bring them along and have a good time. Anything from 6 to 96 or more, as long as they can walk.
That covers a lot of our viewers now, especially the 90-year-olds. Listen, we talked about before we came on the show, the popularity, of course, archery's been with us forever, but it seems like recently, I don't know if it's the movies they've had, with the Hunger Games or whatever, but archery is just really, really popular now with young people.
It's really exploded the last few years. We had 15,000 NASP kids in Louisville, Kentucky in May this year. These kids had to qualify, so you can imagine the number of kids that didn't make it.
Yeah.
It is literally millions of kids now that have gotten into archery, and it's a great sport, family sport, very safe, and people are really starting to enjoy it. The equipment's improved a lot, and the bows today are made so that the smallest kid in school can compete against the biggest football player in school and whip him.
That's right. That's right. And it is such a wholesome activity too, and it's physically. I mean, you get to move around a little bit, and like I say, all ages and everybody else. So what we have now, we blended something with a great location,
Right.
okay, with a great activity.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about it in the next segment also. But our dates are when?
August 25th, 26th, and 27th.
Okay. And
Yes,
of course, they can register online and all
Absolutely.
that. And they can bring their own bows and this kind of stuff.
Yes. Any bow that they presently have is allowed to shoot in this. It's not a competition. It's a fun shoot. Like I said, bring your son, your daughter, your wife, your grandma, grandpa.
Yeah.
Anybody that wants to shoot, come and shoot.
And what's going to make this unique? You were telling me they're going to target. You can be walking around targets that's going to be popping up, or just come out, or
Well, they won't be popping up, but we've cut 100 lanes into the woods, and so it will give you the feel as if you're walking down a fifth row or a trail or something, and you get to an area where you have a clearing that you can see an animal down at the end of it. And there'll be obstacles like tree branches, little curves in the cut throughs. So it's not going to be like you're shooting out on a grass field like a target shoot or an Olympic shoot.
Right, right. And that's what's going to make it unique and all.
And the beauty of this is a perfect time with bow season, hunting season coming up for these guys that go out and bow hunt to come get them a little bit of tune up, and shoot at some life-size 3D targets.
Yeah.
So.
And we talk here in the Panhandle about how slow August is on fishing and all, and what a great alternative now to put the pole up for the weekend and run down there. And Lake City is not that far.
No, sir.
And it's a great location too. It's a beautiful site.
How did y'all get together? Y'all just ran into each other?
I met Kelly Lowry from the CVB in White Cities or White Springs, Lake City, and I met him over at a sports events conference, and we started talking about this last fall and put it together over the winter, and now it's here. It's amazing because it seemed like it was forever away when we set the date.
Here it is.
It's here.
Time flies. Okay, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Glad you're with us this morning. Sitting here with Jimmy Johnson and Richard Pinsky, and we're talking about a shoot, an archery shoot coming up on one of the best locations you can ever go and shoot a bow and arrow at Bentonville Plantation, north of Lake City there. So we got a poster here. Guys, let's take a look at this poster. And got the date on it right here. Richard, what can you tell us about this?
Well, it'll be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday shoot. The classes are bow hunter, 12-inch stabilizer out the front, fixed pins. There's an open class for the longer stabilizers. Anybody that wants to use that with magnification. Traditional shoot, the stick bows, the old style longbow, recurve.
Now we're gonna stop there a second, because if I was going out to shoot, I'm still stuck on those little recurves.
Well,
I know Kelly Lowry, when he still has one, because he can't shoot anything else but there's still a group of people that shoot that in it.
Yes,
it's fascinating.
Yeah.
And what about some guys that make their own bows and all? Do you have any of those? We have some guys over here that still make their own bows.
Really?
Yeah. They come. We have a group out of Oklahoma that's going to join us next year that's got 3,900 members, and they shoot nothing but recurves and longbows.
Awesome. Is that going to be coming?
They're invited to come. I don't know if they'll come over for this, but
okay. Then we got the youth group. Okay, go ahead.
You got the youth classes for the 11 to 16-year-olds and cubs. So we want the little kids to come and enjoy this, and then while this fun shoot is going on, there will be a Bow Life HSC class, which is a simulated hunting class on pop-up targets.
Okay.
And that's all computerized. People coming to shoot this event are coming to shoot for fun, and there will be what we call a modern bow hunter class. And what we're doing with that class is we're allowing people that are buying these new compound bows that shoot 330, 350 feet a second to use that bow in a competition.
Okay.
one of the things that they haven't done here recently is they haven't updated the speed rules in these competitive classes, and we're adding those higher speeds so that people that have invested the money in these hunting bows can actually use them in a competition, and it's fun. We just had a shoot up in Branson, Missouri. It's our championship. And the guy that won it on the very, very last shot on a running bear at 45 yards and shot a 14 and won it by 1 point at the end of the season.
Wow.
So it was a phenomenal shoot. Phenomenal.
Okay, and now we got our, those are rules, of course, no broadheads and of course, 1 arrow per target. That's for that one right there, right? These rules here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No broadheads. Be 100 targets.
Yeah.
They can do it all in one day if they want to, but it would be a man killer to do it.
Yeah.
No, most of the people will shoot about maybe 50 a day, and that's a full day. It's as hot as it's going to be.
Yeah. Okay.
So plan on coming over, spending at least one night over in Lake City and at the plantation, and
Okay. All right, Jimmy. What about the rates and all here?
The rates are on our websites.
Okay.
Right.
And the best place for them to go to sign up is on the Regions.
Regionsarchery.com.
Exactly.
RegionsArchery.com.
Yep.
Okay.
And there's pre-registration there. They'll be able to register starting probably early this weekend, and they can go on, create an account. What that does is just captures the name, address, phone number, so that we can get a hold of them. And when they come in, they can either register all the way on site, or they can come to the event and register. We'll be doing that online.
So they can come to the event and register?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they can
And we'll also have all the information about the event posted on bnville.com. And for anybody out there that wants to know more about the plantation, definitely go on bnville.com and check out our videos and our pictures, and then we'll look forward to having you out there to visit us at the resort. And I just think this is a great opportunity. It ties in really nicely with what we do, which is hunting and fishing.
Yes.
And we've never really done anything with archery at all at the plantation, so this is kind of a good stepping off place for us. I think it's going to be a good partnership.
Yeah, and there's a little map here on how to get to it. Like I said, it's not that far of a drive. You go down, of course, I-10. Some of y'all may want to go US 90, but you get to Lake City, and I guess you just go right north of there. How far north of Lake City are you?
It's probably 15 miles north of Lake City.
Yeah.
If you just go to Interstate 75 and go north to the very first exit, that's the White Springs exit.
White Springs.
We're like 5 miles from that exit. So
And we're talking about what a unique area that is geographically in Florida and all. Florida's noted for different kinds of things, Everglades and all, but that area, the old pine trees and old plantation.
and like 3 miles from the Swanee River.
Yeah.
So, and White Springs is a historic town. So it's been there for a good long time, and got the Stephen Foster Folk Culture Center that is there that people can visit while they're there. There's not, I wouldn't say, a tremendous amount to do in the town of White Springs, but with it being only 15 miles from Lake City, there's plenty of hotel rooms, and of course we have lodging at the plantation. Be tickled to death for people to stay with us. So, go online and check us out, look at the cabins, and look at over the plantation, and give us a call. We'll line you up some lodging, and then go on Dick's site at Regions and sign up, and we'll come out and have some fun.
The Purdue family, the Massey family, all you folks do a lot of archery. I know guys over there, different places that have hot spots of archery all throughout the Florida Panhandle. What a great opportunity. And it's like I was telling the kids, my students and all, when I was teaching, I said, I know you're going to be a lot better of a person doing this kind of stuff like this instead of this kind of stuff.
Exactly.
And it's just a great activity for young people to get into, and then they have a venue like this to offer it on. I know y'all do a lot of stuff around young people.
Yep, yeah, we do. We sure do. We concentrate on the kids because that's the future.
Yeah.
I heard a fishing guy the other day said he told his son to get off the iPad and get out and play with the lily pads.
I like that one. That's going to be a good one. Okay, we're going to take our final break and come back and talk a little bit about the plantation and how it got started and what some other things too at the plantation over there. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Got a new edition on here. So y'all may remember Kelly. Good to see you again.
It's good to see you, Coach.
Kelly Lowry. He's going to talk about him. Before we get back to Kelly and the Bentonville Plantation, let's do our fishing game times for today, brought to us by Barron's Barbecue Shrimp Marinade. Looking on the screen there, our times are 5:38 to 7:38 this morning, and this evening from 5:59 to 7:59. I know this past couple of nights and all, it's been good fishing late afternoon. Okay, Kelly, real quick, I know you used to be over here in Bluntstown and working and all. You're originally from Lake City. And I followed Kelly a long time. All you FSU fans now, his name will ring a bell. He played quarterback at Florida State, but right now you're back home in Lake City.
I am, Coach.
Tell us about it.
I moved back to Lake City. Took a job with the tourist development, sports marketing director, and Lake City's got some fantastic facilities. You know, and sports tourism drives our hotel room nights over there. So that's I work trying to get people to come, heads in beds.
Yeah.
And so I work with, baseball promoters, softball promoters, but, trying to be a little diverse. Here we are with you today with Jimmy Johnson and Dick Pinky with the Regions Archery. I met Dick in Shreveport, Louisiana at a trade show for sports. Okay. I came back and talked to Jimmy about it and said, hey, let's try to get this together because I hunt and fish just like you do, and a lot of other people in the Panhandle from over Bristol way, and all the way out here in the Panhandle back to Lake City. So we got with Dick and we were able to work a deal out, and we're going to have the Bentonville Bash. So we're very excited about it.
Well, I want to congratulate you for like I say, being diverse and bringing in some outdoor stuff to work with the tourist people and all. We tried to get them to do this here in Bay County 8 or 9 years ago. They're coming around now. Starting to bring stuff in, but this is a good deal.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah. Talking about doing outdoor stuff, we used to get a good picture back when y'all watching the show. You'd send us pictures of our slip and slide landing and some good fish. I know you love the outdoors.
I do love the outdoors. The Apalachicola River Basin there, that's just my heart. I mean, I guess one day if I could ever get where I can retire, I think I'll be back. I'd like to live right there because I know every been in the river, and I know where the good fishing spots are and all that. But, to Bentonville Plantation, and Jimmy can tell you, it was ranked #1 in the country. What, Jimmy?
Number one.
America's #1 bass fishing destination in America.
Go online. I went last night online and looked at some of the pictures of those bass, and I guess incredible is the first word I thought about it.
It's amazing.
How did they get so big there?
Well, the plantation was originally purchased from the mining company. It's PCS now. At one time it was known as Occidental. And so all of the lakes on the property are man-made old phosphate pits. And the limiting factor in most Florida lakes is phosphorus. Well, because of the phosphate, there's still a residue of that left in the soil, and it causes the waters just to be much richer than they would be. And as a result, there's accelerated growth rates for everything, for the plankton, for the plant life, and obviously for the predators like the largemouth bass.
Yeah.
So whereas it might take several years in a normal setting for a bass to get double digits, they may do that in 3 or 4 years at Bentonville Plantation.
Wow.
So it's just a different ecosystem than what you would normally run across, and that's the difference.
Yeah. And I know you have people coming in all over the country fishing.
Yes. And obviously it helps that it's private property and we manage the lakes. So all of the bass are catch and release. So that helps the situation, whereas in most public waters, people are going to take a lot of this fish out.
Yeah. Right.
So, we work very closely with Mike Allen, who is a biologist and a professor at the University of Florida. And he brings in his grad students, and they help us with managing our lakes. So that makes a big difference as well.
And you have the Florida natural strain in there? You have different strains? Or
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, there's some northerns, but we make sure that we put in some new genetics, on a pretty regular basis, introduce some more fingerlings of the pure Florida strain. So that keeps the gene pool spiced up.
Yeah. When I was looking last night, it reminded me of when you go, the premier place to go tarpon fishing in Boca Grande to catch a big tarpon. Well, the premier place to go bass fishing is right here.
Bentonville Plantation.
The Bentonville Plantation, and it's a trip of a lifetime. I was looking on those pictures last night. You just see the smiles on the people. This is a once in a lifetime bass.
That's right.
And I guess that's why y'all plug it that way.
Exactly. I mean, and very common for our guests to say that during the time that they're with us that they catch the largest bass they've ever caught. Well, that's something they're going to remember for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
So that makes it a very special opportunity.
Yeah, and so I'd encourage you to take a look at. I'm going to go down. That's on my bucket list.
Got to come,
get down
Coach.
there and catch a big bass.
We sure be happy.
We're
to
waiting
have
on you to come. Yeah, for sure. Well, we hope that some of you folks in the Panhandle will take the challenge to come to the Bentonville Bash. I think you'll really enjoy the property. We would love for you guys to come to our neck of the woods and come compete.
Shoot up some targets.
And if you've got some young, our youth, if you've got the youth, please bring them, because that's our future.
Yeah, and we talk as outdoorsmen, sometimes about taking a weekend getaway, about running and doing, and this is a great opportunity to spend a weekend with family doing outdoor activity. And what a great environment, and what a great structure, what a background you have with the archer people coming in. It's a win-win for everybody.
That's a week before football season. There's no football.
That's right.
You don't have to worry about missing a game.
You don't have to compete. That's good scheduling.
We did, yeah. We did that, yes, sir.
Real quick, I'll put Kelly on the spot. In Florida State, what was your best play? You were a touchdown pass against somebody.
Probably LSU game. I threw a touchdown to Jesse Hester in the fourth quarter, early in the fourth quarter. Best throw I ever made.
That's perfect, right on there. Huh?
Well, that was probably the best I ever made. I didn't make a lot of them, but that was the best one.
I'll tell you what he was. I remember him well. He was a heck of a running quarterback. He's like a fullback out there with the ball.
That's why I can't walk now, Coach. I'm crippled.
I understand that. If you play any kind of ball,
I run for my life a lot, Coach. I was scared.
You're running for your life. We got to get out here, guys. Thank y'all so much. What a great job.
Great to see you again, and we appreciate you. And hopefully you guys come to Lake City and come to Bentonville, and
absolutely,
we're gonna have a great event.
All right, we appreciate y'all coming all the way over here. And Panhandle folks, we got to get over there and pay them back, okay, and see some good sights over there.
Thank you.
Okay, as always, we want to tell you how much we appreciate the viewership and loyal sponsorship we have from our sponsors. And today, do something really good for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.